Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. NBC News reports that nominations have officially opened for the UK Labour Party leadership contest to replace Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Former Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham is highly expected to be the sole candidate in this election, as all other potential contenders, including former Defence Minister Al Carnes, have ruled themselves out and expressed their backing for Burnham. Burnham, who returned to Parliament last month after running Manchester for nearly a decade, needs at least 80 signatures from Labour lawmakers to run, a target he is expected to easily exceed. If no other candidates emerge before nominations close on July 16th, Burnham is expected to be announced as the new Labour leader the following day. He would then be positioned to meet with King Charles III on July 20 to be formally appointed as the next Prime Minister. In leading the country, Burnham has promised sweeping economic changes labeled Manchesterism, focusing on public and private investments in housing and infrastructure, while assuring continuity in the UK's foreign policy, including absolute commitment to NATO and support for Ukraine. According to a report by Liane Hazoebal, the European Union may introduce new measures to restrict children and teenagers from using social media as early as this summer, following Australia's landmark ban on social media for under-16s. Several EU member states, including Denmark and Greece, have called for similar actions. However, experts appointed by the European Commission are reportedly not leaning towards a blanket ban. Instead, the EU is considering a risk-based approach, which would restrict specific harmful features on platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, such as infinite scrolling and personalized content recommendations. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is expected to release policy recommendations from experts next week. While a recent YouGov poll shows that a majority of citizens in France, Germany, Italy, Poland, and Spain support removing addictive designs rather than full bans, views within the bloc remain divided, with Estonia strongly opposing any ban. Meanwhile, digital rights experts have urged the EU to strictly enforce its existing online content laws to ensure platforms are safe for young users, rather than resorting to outright prohibitions. According to a report by Phoenix New Media, SK Hynix's massive $28 billion stock offering in the United States has garnered overwhelming investor interest, with subscription demand reportedly exceeding the available shares by over sevenfold. This landmark transaction is poised to become the world's second-largest stock offering in history, trailing only SpaceX's recent record-breaking $85.7 billion IPO. The South Korean chipmaker plans to utilize the newly raised capital to fund the construction of new manufacturing facilities and purchase cutting-edge equipment, aiming to meet the exponentially growing global demand for artificial intelligence chips. As a key supplier of high-bandwidth memory, HBM chips, SK Hynix has positioned itself at the epicenter of the global AI boom, boasting strong partnerships with major industry players like NVIDIA. Furthermore, the NASDAQ listing is expected to help SK Hynix narrow the valuation gap with its US-based competitor, Micron. Despite temporary semiconductor market cooling, the firm's profitability remains exceptionally strong, yielding historic profit margins and substantial year-end bonuses for its workforce. According to a report by GG Press, the European Commission has officially decided to impose anti-dumping tariffs on automotive tires imported from China into the European Union. The new duty rates range from 4.3% to 45.3%. The affected products include tires for passenger cars, trucks, and buses. The Commission stated that its decision follows an investigation launched last November, which concluded that the import of unfairly cheap tires has caused significant damage to the EU's tire industry. The sector currently employs over 80,000 workers across 14 member states. This move reflects the EU's ongoing efforts to protect its domestic manufacturers from what it characterizes as unfair trade practices from China. According to Al Jazeera, a United Nations fact-finding mission has concluded that Sudan's paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, and its allies committed genocide in the western city of El Fasher. The UN report revealed a systematic campaign of violence, including mass killings, gang rapes, and deliberate starvation through a prolonged siege that blocked vital relief supplies. RSF forces have denied the allegations, accusing their enemies of fabricating the accounts. Mohammed Chande Uthman, the mission's chairman, warned that these tragic events serve as an urgent warning for El Oait, another strategic city currently surrounded by RSF forces. Al High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk had previously cautioned that a catastrophe is unfolding in the region surrounding El Obeid, where summary executions, abductions, and torture have been documented. In response to the intensifying violence, members of the UN Human Rights Council have condemned the abuses and established an urgent inquiry. International leaders are calling for immediate action to prevent further large-scale atrocities. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.